Okay, so this week we are discussing abstract classes and interfaces. Now, the very first thing I'm going to talk about is in abstract class, and I do have a special guest for you today. And the idea behind an abstract class is it's something like an animal or a human class that establishes a firm template, arms, legs, etc., but there are no objects ever declared of that class. That class will serve as a template for dog, cat, monkey, lion, etc., and these classes will extend the class animal. So I will never instantiate or create an object of the class animal. Animal would be a superclass, like this is a superclass. And then from there, I'd create a class that said, okay, I'm going to create the class dog, as an example. Or I might create the class cat, or something along those lines. But the class dog has certain requirements to it that all of them have commonalities between. Legs, the number of legs, ears, different things along those lines. But when it comes to the class called dog, and yes, this is my dog Zelda, and she's going to be joining us today, whether she likes it or not. Now, you'll notice that the class dog might have differentiations for it. It could be the longer snout. That's related to a dog. Something that creates the class dog, but since it extends animal, it has a number of paws, right? She's so patient. Anyway, it has a number of paws, and it might have a number of ears. Now, the shape of the ears might be different, and the difference between a class called dog or a class called cat would be different because of the hair would be different. Oh, yes, you're very nice. And the difference between how they're created, like the paws might be different, things along those lines. But the pure numbers are the same. Right? She just can't wait to be done. But that would be the difference between an abstract class, because the abstract class would declare the animal to be of a certain type. Yes. So it would be of a certain type, so it had certain template qualities to it. Whereas as you would create the dog, yes, you would create the dog class, and the dog class would extend the animal class, so it would have the number of legs, it would have different things like that. But it would have those things that differentiate Zelda here as an actual dog, right? And then, of course, you could have classes that further extend that. You could have a class called Basset Hound, which is a type of dog that has large floppy ears and different things like that. So, okay, my guest can go away. She's done a very good job today. And where that's concerned, that kind of talks about the abstract class. But the idea behind an abstract class is that you are creating a template that anything that's going to utilize that abstract class is going to automatically have some baseline and some standards to it. And the point behind that is if I have a series of programmers that are all creating something involving animals, if I have a baseline abstract class that none of them are ever going to instantiate, but all of them are going to use, when they go to use it, and they use whatever it is and extends it, they all have the same template behind it. Now, the difference between an abstract class and an inheritance interface is very subtle, but the idea behind an interface is I'm going to create kind of like an abstract method that's going to have a way that anytime I use it, it's automatically going to say, you're going to have a method in it that does this, you're going to have something in it that does this, and it's a template beyond this large abstract method, this large abstract class. It's something very specific. So as soon as I instantiate something of that, it's going to automatically have a method that's defined there. But the idea behind both of them are templates. And what I want you to do, in addition to looking at what I'm telling you in my mini lesson, what I want you to do is take a look at my additional one, which talks about the qualities of both, and then it has examples of both and things along those lines. But generally speaking, there are both ways to create standards for things that you are going to create within Java. And they're meant that if you have multiple people working on the same things, they're able to work together to create something with a standard to it. So if I have a guy in New Jersey who creates a dog class that extends animal, and if I have a person in California that creates a dolphin class that extends animal, both of them are going to have some standard things. And that's kind of the point behind that. And in the interface is kind of a different way to do that. So take a look at the second video included, and hopefully that will help as you kind of move forward. Ask questions, dig in this, because this will be something that will come up again. All right, and I'm hoping that Zelda added some, she was right there, and she was victimized because she was close. And I actually had the dog thing in there, so why not? So anyway, if you have any questions, let me know. Thank you.